Facing renewed accusations of sexual misconduct, President Trump lashing out at Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand today, the first female senator to call on him to resign, tweeting, "Lightweight Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, a total flunky for Chuck Schumer, and someone who would come to my office begging for campaign contributions not so long ago and would do anything for them." Gillibrand firing back.
It was a sexist smear attempting to silence my voice. And I will not be silenced on this issue. Neither will the women who stood up to the president.
Senator Elizabeth Warren accusing Mr. Trump of slut-shaming her colleague. The White House defiant.
Your mind is in the gutter. Would you have read it that way? He's obviously talking about political partisan games that people often play.
There is increasing speculation Senator Gillibrand is eyeing her own bid for the White House in 2020.
Alleged to have committed.
She's become one of the most outspoken voices against sexual assault, an energizing issue for Democrats. Gillibrand was the first senator to call on Al Franken to resign last week, which he did a day later.
I am leaving.
And infuriated some in her own party by saying former President Bill Clinton should have stepped down after the Lewinsky scandal. This after accepting years of support from the Clintons. Gillibrand is now leading the call for a congressional investigation into accusations of misconduct against the current president, with 4 women coming forward to revive their claims of sexual misconduct against Mr. Trump. Today, Melinda McGillivray speaking out.
I think it's important that we hold this man to the highest of standards.
The president took to Twitter and also attacked the women who have revived their claims against him. Mr. Trump dismissing them as false accusations and fabricated stories. In all, more than 20 women have accused the president of sexual misconduct, allegations he continues to deny.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.